Hey folks, it's Bill from Swift Canoe and Kayak, and we're here today to talk about beautiful Swift kayaks. Here are beautiful Saranac 14, some of our touring boats. We have a low volume version, we have a regular version, and then we have one on the bottom that has the larger cockpit that's new for this year. And then Joe, let's show them the beautiful rack of Saranac 15s we have here, with both the regular size cockpit and then the two on the bottom that have the larger cockpit. These boats are absolutely gorgeous to paddle. We also have a separate video on our Adirondack kayaks with the big open cockpits. Lots of room to take other passengers with you, dogs, fish tackle box, small child. And then our Kawasa kayaks, which are a little bit sportier and more maneuverable. But today, we're going to tell you all about these beautiful Saranac kayaks. Our Saranac touring kayaks have been designed by David Yost, who's designed over 200 production boats. Absolute incredible designer. All of the Saranacs have very long waterline lengths in relation to the overall length. They don't have the large swoopy ends that you see on a lot of ocean touring kayaks. They paddle beautifully for their length. The Saranac 14 has the same waterline length as a lot of 15 and 16 foot boats. They also have a lot of flair to them where the sides get wider and wider. It really pushes the wave off to the side away from the boat. Very seaworthy. They're also boats that they're very rounded in the chine area and very consistently rounded from one end to the other. They're very comfortable to paddle in waves. Windy days, people absolutely love the feel of these Saranacs. They're not boats to paddle 5 miles offshore in the ocean. They're really good boats for inland lakes, waterways, rivers. A lot of people paddle them in estuaries and along the coast of the ocean. Let's tell you more about them. Here are 3 beautiful Saranac 14s. Diana's in the low volume version. It's cut down an inch from end to end. Fits someone very nicely her size at 5 feet. And Brandon, you're in the regular volume 14 and in your size and how it fits for you.
Yeah, so I'm about 5'9", 160 pounds, and this boat fits me really, really well. I feel that I've got good control. I've got a lot of enough space for movement. I can really lean the boat over if I need to. It's a narrower cockpit, so I can really engage my torso and get some real performance out of this boat.
Nice. So I am in the 14, our brand new volume with the LC with the large cockpit. I'm 6'4". I fit barely in this boat, and I'm going to show you a 15 that ideally suits me. And then Brandon, why don't we get you to sit in this boat and you can talk about the fit differences for yourself. So all 3 of these boats come standard with the hatches and the bulkheads. Really good volume to take gear with you if you want to. Now you seem to fit that really nicely.
Yeah, so again, the model size is great for me. Even just, I'm not sure if you would have noticed, but just getting out of the 14, the regular size cockpit and then into the 14 LC. It's so much easier to do if, again, we've touched on mobility issues or larger paddlers that might need that extra space for entry and exit. I feel really comfortable, it's quite spacious, and then I don't have to give up any of that performance that we get from the Saranac. So I love these boats.
And this one is available in the low volume version also, so it sounds confusing, but you can get a Saranac 14 LC LV. So whichever Saranac 14 you choose, you're going to absolutely love it. Cheers. Let's go over the Saranacs that we have here, folks. This top one is the one Diane was just in. This is the low volume. This is a demo from last year, so this one has the H channel on it. They're all made with the overlapping seams now. This is a beautiful Firestorm deck with the red in the mango gel coat with a champagne hull. This Saranac 14 below, this is an absolute beauty. This is how we're making them now with the overlapping seams. This is the all champagne finish. It's actually a carbon fusion kayak, super lightweight. The carbon cockpit rims on them. Here is a Firestorm deck over the clear black carbon. A lot of folks love the look of the black carbon. It does show the scratches more, but if you go over it with the Protectant 303 after your trip, you can really hide the look of the scratches a lot, so to speak. The beauty on the bottom, this has the glacier deck, and it has the granite hull, which is an option on the Carbon Fusion kayaks for the hull. That's got a really distinctive look to it. And then, Joe, let's show the folks the beautiful 15s we have over here. This top one is a Kevlar Fusion in the LC with a large cockpit. It's got the glacier blue deck, which is one of our most popular colors, with the aqua blue on the outside and the sea blue right along the side of the boat and the champagne hull. And this one below, this has been a really popular color for us folks. This is called Stone Blue, the deck. A really neat, classy looking color with a champagne hull on it. And then Joe, I'm just gonna grab the light. Let's show this beauty. So this is, folks, one of the new things we're doing this year. This kayak is made out of forged carbon. It's got the clear black forged carbon hull. It's got shards of carbon on it. And look at the deck on this beauty. This has a purple tint to it. We can also do the tint in a blue and a red, and some people have us fade the colors together. This is a super, super cool look that's been really popular. We build all these with epoxy resin as standard. And then, Joe, the kayak on the bottom. This is, again, one of our most popular colors, the deck. This is the Sunburst, which has the mango on the outside and the yellow in the middle. And then this has the clear amber hull to it, which is really cool looking, which has the UV shield on it, super durable, super cool look to it. So folks, let's go over these beautiful 15 footers now. Here are the two versions of the Saranac 15 that we offer. I'm in the one that has the regular size cockpit for it, and for my body size, it's 6'4", 240. This fits me like a glove. We have a lot of people my size, a bit bigger, a bit smaller, that really like the fit and feel of this. You see the side cut right here. We've made it where I've got size 13 feet. I can still put my feet upright. I don't have to try to squunch them to the sides or anything, so it's super comfortable. And the side cut also makes it when I'm kayaking, I can just do a normal kayak stroke. This is a very popular boat with this particular cockpit where I can put my legs under and really brace them against the foam on the inside with a real comfort flex seat in the back. I just have really softness to when I paddle. This is really good for people that may want to paddle out in the ocean a little bit in big waves. People that like to paddle inland waterways on windy, wavy days. These Saranacs are known for being extremely seaworthy and extremely efficient to paddle in adverse conditions. And on a flat water day when you're paddling, these just feel like magic. They just accelerate beautifully and they really glide nicely into the next stroke. They don't handle a racing top end speed. David Yost designed them to be extremely efficient at the average touring speed. If you put one of these babies in the water, you're going to absolutely love the feel of it. Now let me show you the fit of the LC right next to this boat. So when I get in and out of this boat, I need to bend my legs a little bit more and so on. When I get into this particular boat, I literally can do a beach entry where I can just put my legs in like this. get in the boat, have it be very comfortable. So as Brandon pointed out, people with mobility issues like these long cockpits, I just like the feel of this cockpit. I'm not paddling in the ocean. And for a lake country cruiser, I like the sun, the more openness on it. We do have spray skirts that fit these particular boats too, if you do want it seaworthy. But what I like is that I can put my knees on the side like this. The more you bend your legs when you're paddling, the more comfortable the paddling strokes is. If your legs are pushed down when you paddle, you really feel the strain on your muscles, your ligaments, your tendons as they go up to your body. So this is super comfortable. Now let's say that I'm out paddling in a big cabin cruiser or there's big waves all of a sudden coming towards the boat. I can put my legs right under and I can lock them in really tightly here. So I've got incredible hip control with the boat. Now, a performance characteristics of the Saranacs is that when you're paddling, if you want to turn left a little bit, if you lean the hull to the right, it really arcs and curves a beautiful hull that way. The more you lean the boat, the more you can accentuate the turn. You can see all the flare that it has. You can lean the boat all the way up to the widest point very comfortably. People that like performance in their crafts love our Kawasa's and love our Saranacs. Now, both of these Saranacs, the 15LC with a large cockpit and then the standard 15, they're also available in the low volume where they're cut down an inch for people with a shorter torsos or for people that just like the feeling of a lower kayak in front of them while they're paddling. Whichever one of these babies you choose, you're absolutely going to love it. These boats are a dream to paddle. Cheers to the Saranac 15s. Let me go over the features that all the Saranac kayaks have. This particular one is a Saranac 15LC with a beautiful sunburst deck that overlaps to this beautiful amber, this clear Kevlar hull with the UV shield on it. All of the clear ones have these carbon internal skid plates as standard. You can also order external skid plates if you want even more durability. They have the very comfortable handles, make it very easy to move the boat around. They've got the perimeter deck lines on them that have the white sparklies that show up in a light. They've got some bungee cords in the front deck. And then the hatches have a lot of room. The bow bulkhead is about right here. You can put a lot of gear in the front of this boat if you're camping. They have carbon cockpit rims on them that we make with our resin infusion process. Super cool looking, very practical, super strong and rigid. They all have these side pads on them, and they're thickest right here where you brace your knees against when you're paddling, or if you're carrying the boat, it rests on your shoulder nicely. They've got the foot braces that you can adjust easily from where you're sitting. They have very large heads on them, so they really have something really comfortable to grip. If you're a paddler that paddles just with neoprene booties or socks, these feel real comfortable on your feet. They also all have our super comfortable seating system with the really thick pad with the medical foam. And then the back of the seats, they flex with you when you paddle. There's a more pliable foam here, adjustable lumbar support, super soft seat that's really comfortable. Right behind the seat is the bulkhead. I'm going to show you from the inside in a sec. They do have this paddle rest where you can put your paddle behind you to ease getting in and out of the boat. Stainless steel security loop to run a cable through. Some more bungee cords. Perimeter deck lines in the back with a handle. And Joe, let's show the folks how much storage capacity these have. So way back here, you can fit things around the skegs in the back. I tend to put, let me just show the folks here. I'm touching the bulkhead here. When I camp in kayaks, I put my sleeping bag in my tent right behind where I'm sitting. And then I find there's lots of room for the rest of my gear in the back and the front of the boat. You can really load these Saranacs up with a tremendous amount of gear. They have an automotive door gasket on the hatches. These, like the cockpit rims, the hatches, the bulkheads are also made as separate resin-infused parts. And they really fit in here very nicely. Now, no hatch is 100% waterproof. When you put these on and you're storing gear in here, you still want to put things in rubber dry bags or plastic bags. If you want to get it even drier, you can push down hard on the end and tighten this up a little bit more. I typically do that on both ends, get it really snug where it doesn't move at all. So these Saranacs are just made to cruise. They have lots of storage capacity for tripping. They're super lightweight. I think I want to take this one and go for a paddle right now. A Saranac 14, a Saranac 15 may be the ideal kayak for you. We want to quickly show you something that you may want to consider as an alternative. These are two of our pack boats, which essentially are canoes that, like our kayaks, are very straight-keeled in the back, little bit of rocker forward, that have the kayak seats and foot braces in them. And we've tucked the sides way in on them. They have an extreme amount of tumble home with what we call an S-bend to them. So when you paddle in these boats, you can just do a normal kayak stroke without having to reach way over. The Cruiser 14 8-pack has a volume very similar to the Saranac 14 kayak. The Cruiser 15 8 has a similar volume and suits a similar size paddle as the Saranac 15. This Cruiser 15-8 is a boat that I absolutely love to paddle. It's very easy for us to put the yoke system on them, which is right at the balance point of the boat, so people can carry a boat and a pack at the same time. Kayaks are great for folks that are tripping out in Georgian Bay, along the coast of the ocean, where you're not going to have carries, where you're pretty much traveling in the water throughout the day. If you're traveling in an area like the Boundary Waters or Quetico or Algonquin Park or the Adirondacks, where you may be doing a number of carries each day, a boat like this, a cruiser pack boat, is much easier to get in and out of and to take your gear in and out. With a kayak with all the hatches on them, it takes a bit of time to take them out, load them into a backpack, and get going again. So if you're looking to trip, you may want to consider one of these beautiful pack boats. Choosing which Saranac kayak has the best fit for you is going to be half the fun. The other half is going to be in deciding what color, what laminate, what options to get on it. And please check out our kayak laminate color and option video next. Cheers to choosing the Saranac that best suits your needs.